Back on Sports Bet Betting Inside today. Big game breakdown rolls on. You know how we do it on a Thursday with Big Game Breakdown. Live odds. We sponsored and powered by Bet Online, Georgia Tech, and Clemson. Prime time, 5 o'clock Pacific. Clemson is 14-49 the total. Johnson said this is the best team and quarterback he's ever had with Marshall. Georgia Tech, 2 losses, but they're 6-0 this year against the spread. They were right there and should have beat Miami, and they should have beat Tennessee to start the season. Can they get stops, though, as Bryant's back? I think they'll move the ball. It's a good Clemson defense, but it comes down to this Georgia Tech defense. But as I talked about Marshall, 144 rush attempts. He can throw the ball, too, which is rare and a luxury that Johnson isn't used to, that his quarterback can air it out when he needs to.
Well, look, I mean, Georgia Tech, gimmicky offense. Let's just call it what it is. You know, Johnson loves his tricks. The trick plays really work well. And lesser teams have a really difficult time stopping Georgia Tech. That's not the case against Clemson and Dabo Swinney. Swinney is 6-2 against the spread head-to-head against Paul Johnson. They've won each of the last 2 years in dominating fashion by 19 points each time. And the key stat for me in those 2 Clemson wins over the last 2 years against Georgia Tech, they held the Yellow Jackets to 96 and 71 rushing yards. Those are the 2 lowest totals for the Ramblin' Wreck in the entire Paul Johnson era. So you're talking about Taquan Marshall with 144 rushing attempts, Cavante Benson 117. No one else has in the team has more than 26. At wide receiver, Ricky June has, 15 catches. No one else has more than 3. So we're talking about an offense that if you can stop 3 guys, you can basically stop Georgia Tech. Clemson got the defense to be able to stop 3 guys.
Yeah, here's Swinney. I agree with him. Georgia Tech is truly 2 plays away from being 6-0. I have no idea how they lost to Tennessee. Me either. Just watching the tape, they dominated that game. The Miami game, it came down to 1 4th and 10. 2 defenders go up. It was raining. A ball came down on the other guy's chest, and he caught it. This is a 4-2 team, but truly 2 plays away from being undefeated. Swinney and Venables get added prep time versus the option off the bye week. The question is, can they win by margin and cover a big point spread here, as they scored 28 against Wake and 24 against Syracuse. Bryant back, as we mentioned, which is big. And what do you make of the running game, which has 4 good running backs, but are these stats misleading?
They're definitely misleading. Paul, let's throw that graphic up there real quick with the Clemson running backs. You're going to see these great yards per rush averages, 8.7, 5.9, 4.8, 4.4. But all 4 of those backs have had at least one home, we'll call it a home run play this season. You look at the long, you take the one long carry out of the mix, and all of a sudden those numbers don't quite look as dominant for the Clemson running backs. And of course, we're talking about a Clemson offense. When you're scoring 28 against Wake, you're scoring 24 against Syracuse. And of course, a touchdown against Syracuse came on a fumble return. So really only 17 of those came from the offense. You have a quarterback in Kelly Bryant who's been banged up. He's only thrown 4 touchdown passes all season in 176 pass attempts, as many interceptions as TDs. My biggest concern about Clemson is not shutting down Georgia Tech. It's being able to score enough to win this game by margin. That Clemson offense has been hit or miss for extended stretches so far this season.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.